Well, here's a story that nobody saw coming. What's going on, everyone? Original Blood Ace back again with another video here. I was reading over this. Now, well, first of all, let me just nip this in the bud. This is not 100% confirmed yet. It just seems to be the case that Sony is going to make a Mario Bros. Animated movie. That's right, Sony is. Now, there's so many things to go over with this. I don't even know where to start. Let's start this way. Almost every person I've heard from, like whether it was a YouTube video, them talking about it, or a comment on a website or whatever, a lot of people seem to be excited about this. But as per usual, I'm the complete opposite. I do not like this one fucking bit. And don't worry, I'll get into why. But let me just say this. First of all, here's a question for you. When you think of an animated movie, what comes to mind? Of who making it, I mean. I bet it was Pixar. It sure as hell was not Sony. Has Sony ever even made any animated movies, let alone a good one? I can't think of a damn one. Now, some people, I should also nip this in the bud, which is that some people are like, oh, this is Nintendo going third party, their games are coming on PlayStation. No, no, no. This has nothing to do with the PlayStation division of Sony. This is Sony Pictures, the film part of Sony. Now, it's so weird to even be talking about this. Like, it's so hard to wrap my brain around this. And granted, this might not even happen. This could be completely canceled and never see the light of day. We don't know. But either way, it seems to be the case. And Mario has not had a good history with movies in the past. There was, of course, the live-action movie, which both those actors are passed away. They're not around anymore. Rest in peace for them. But while their movie wasn't good, it wasn't. It was one of those movies where even though it's bad, you still kind of liked it. But anyway, where else do I go with this story? Like, I don't even know. It's so mind-boggling, man. And why Sony, of all people? Now, I have a theory on why it could be Sony that did this. There's two parts to my theory. On one side, on the Sony side, we do know Sony is hurting for money. They are near death. So, what better way to give Sony money, or to get Sony money, than to use Mario, the mascot of the gaming industry, basically. Now, of course, they can't just simply go up and ask Nintendo, can we use your Mario? Because they would say, like, no. And in the past, Nintendo had said, like, no, we're not letting you do this. Remember that fan-made Metroid movie that Nintendo shut down? Although a little while ago, remember, I think I did a video talking about Nintendo, at least in Japan, opening up a bit to letting people use their IPs a little bit. So that could be part of this. And plus, Nintendo has said in the past that they were approached a number of times by people wanting to do movies and stuff for their games, but they always said, no, not now. Oh, and by the way, apparently the guy doing the movie or whatever, like the director or whatever you want to call it, is the guy who did the new Spider-Man movies, and so he's done Marvel and stuff. I didn't even see the new Spider-Man movies because I like the originals. That's off topic, but point being, a lot of people didn't like the new Spider-Man movies, and they're like, no, don't touch Mario, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, the other flip side of my theory to why Nintendo would allow Sony, of all companies, to do this, would be, if we look in the past at Sega, when the gaming industry was crashing, and Nintendo survived, and Atari was destroyed, and Sega, left the console market, Nintendo stepped in and saved Sega. So it could be and remember, this is just my personal opinion, it could be that Nintendo sees Sony's struggle, and they want to lend a hand and support Sony and help them survive. I kind of don't agree with them doing that if that was the case, but I mean, of course they would do that because, as everyone says, competition is best for business, which I don't fucking agree with. If you need someone pushing you to do your best, are you really doing your best? If you're not capable of doing your best when no one's pushing you to do your best, what does that say about you? But anyway, that's off topic. So Sony doing a Mario Bros. Movie. This could be, turn into a big thing. It could turn into not even existing. Who knows? Who really cares? Oh, I hate when the screen goes dark on the gamepad. I wish you could disable that. But anyway, there were so many other things I wanted to talk about with this. Now I'm just completely drawing a blank. People have been discussing, what could the story be? There's no story in Mario. Yeah, who knows? Whatever. Don't really care. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say how I don't like movie or games going towards the area of movies, into that market. There's enough gaming, or enough games in the gaming industry these days that are just interactive movies. I don't like that. It's like the gaming industry's having a fucking identity crisis. Keep games as games. Keep movies as movies. We don't need TV shows and stuff based off of video games. The more you spread out an IP to different areas, whether it's, TV shows, movies, who knows, fucking trading cards, for example, I don't even know, the more you're going to water down the product and make it lose its magic. For example, what if there was a Donkey Kong Country movie or TV show, a live action one where it was a guy in a costume? Imagine Barney. You know how stupid that would be? Now, granted, we could do an animated CG one, blah, blah, blah. But my point is, you can't spread games out. Let them stay separate. Don't merge games and movies. We have enough fucking interactive movie games as it is. And they're not fun. They have no magic to them. It's like fucking Uncharted. Push this to do this to do blah, blah, blah. No one fucking cares. So, there are exceptions, I will say. For example, Bayonetta has an anime on it. To be fair, Bayonetta looks like an anime. Like, you look at it and you're like, this is pretty close to being an anime. So, I mean, it fits. But something like Mario, where Mario doesn't really speak much, he says, like, wahoo, and, all those sound effects, and, like, one words here and there, like, let's go. But, I mean, an hour and a half long movie would not be easily achievable with Mario, who hardly talks. And then there's the whole thing of, like, who would they have to get to do his voice if they actually used, what's his name? Frick, I forgot his, Marinette, his last name, something like that. I shouldn't have forgotten his last name, but you know who I'm talking about. The guy who does Mario, Luigi, Waluigi, and Wario's voice. If they didn't get him, I think that'd be quite a huge issue. But then at the same time, you don't want to hear Mario talking for long periods of time. He would just get annoying. So yeah, I don't really, like I said, I don't like this idea. I hope it gets cancelled because, I just don't like it. But I don't know. What else is there really to say, to be honest? I still feel like there was something else, another part of the story I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was. But like it says here, the deal has not been closed, not finalized yet. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems so weird that Sony and Nintendo would partner up after all this time, doesn't it? Because, I mean, if you think about it, the last time Sony and Nintendo partnered up was before the N64, right before it launched, when they were supposed to be making the N64 together. Then Sony wanted to take almost all the profits, and Nintendo stabbed them in the back, and then they went their separate ways. So, I don't know. To me, personally, I just leave gaming as games. Like, seriously, keep the magic there. The only thing I would be okay with, personally, would be, if you remember the Kid Icarus Uprising trailer, or not trailer, Kid Icarus versus Link in the Smash Bros. Reveal trailer, or the Palutena trailer, I guess. That would be okay if Nintendo had done an anime like with Smash Bros. However, another thing I should clarify on, or at least point out, is I'm not against completely doing, a movie type thing or an animated movie type thing with Nintendo games. Completely. It just has to be the right game, and it has to be done by Nintendo themselves. Imagine the Pikmin short movies that Miyamoto himself made, or the trailers that Sakurai made for the characters. Like, even on Game Complaint, as I call him, his channel, the guy was talking about the Mario movie being an animated thing like the Bowser Jr. trailer. you know, where Mario was fighting Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings. He said he'd like to see a 90-minute long video where it was looking like that, and I agree. That would be pretty badass. But just keep it with you, Nintendo. Don't let other companies make your stuff. I don't agree with that. I don't like it, but whatever. I've babbled on long and long and long enough. So again, remember, this is not 100% confirmed to be actually in the works. It just seems to be something that's in the works, and it may or may not even happen. So that's going to do it for this video. I'm Original Blood Ace, as always. You know the deal. Stay tuned. More videos coming soon, as always.